There is no perfect time to start. You gotta start now with changing your life.
No more excuses, no more hesitation, no more procrastination, no more negotiation. Go on the attack and don't stop until it's done.
It's called a life-changing day. The day you say enough is enough.
Every decision that you make has consequences. Even the smallest decisions. Are you making yourself better? Or are you making yourself worse? Are you moving forward or are you moving back? Every little decision you make counts. Make the right decisions.
One way to think about it is just kind of basic math. Like if you just look at the numbers, if you were able to improve by 1% each day for an entire year, and those gains compound, you would end up 37 times better at the end of the year. And if you were to get 1% worse, you would whittle yourself almost all the way down to zero. What's interesting here is that everybody wants a transformation, right? Everybody wants a radical improvement, want rapid success, but we fail to realize that small habits and little choices are transforming us every day already.
So everything that you do is habit forming. And that includes hitting the snooze button. That includes sitting on the couch. That includes eating donuts. It's all habit forming. You know what else is habit forming? Discipline. Setting the alarm and getting up. Going and working out. Eating steak. That stuff is all habit forming too. I recommend you form some discipline habits.
And so every action that you take is actually a vote for the type of person that you want to become. If you want to become someone new, then you can take a new action and begin to accumulate evidence for that identity, for that belief about yourself.
You got 24 hours in a day. 8 hours you sleep, right? And most people work a 9 to 5. So 8 hours you're working.
16 hours.
Okay, so we have 16 hours. We got breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So we'll be at night, this 19. It take you an hour to get ready. So we had 20 hours. So you guys cannot spend 4 hours going talking about, oh, they lying, oh, I like this photo. Oh, they faking, sending photos to other people. Y'all got to get focused. I'm where I'm at because I'm focused. Tunnel vision, I'm focused on what I got to do.
How can you handle self-discipline? The rule number one is to get vitamin N. That's the rule number one. You need to inject yourself with vitamin N.
N is for?
N is to learn to say no.
Because motivation is crap. It's shit. People right now, maybe listen to this shit, be motivated to go run. If it's cold somewhere where they're at, a lot of people shut that door, go back inside. That's motivation. It comes and go as how you feel. If you and your wife are good, if you and your kids are good, if you're good at work, you're motivated. I like a mother whose life is imploded, ain't got shit in life, and says, I still gotta get after it today, man.
I was always taught that it ain't ever over. As long as you waking up, it ain't over. I don't care what you do to me. I don't care what you say to me. I don't care what happens to me. If God wake me up tomorrow morning, that's another shot.
We're all being tested in life. And guess what? This is one test you can't cheat on. We all have our own test. Some of us are obese. Some of us are depressed. Some of us are insecure. And the only way to overcome it is for you and you alone to face it. You have to do your best work when you're at least motivated. So those days you don't want to do it, guess what you gotta do? You gotta suck it the f up and do it. Stay hard.
Our mind, it's a box of surprises, and you have to challenge yourself to be consistent. I repeat, sometimes it's hard. It's what many people say, you like to go to the gym every day. Of course, no. It's not true. Nobody likes to go to the gym every day. But you have to do it. Probably yes, because your mental strength is coming from that moments, that in a hard moments, you know you should do it. So, and I do it because after that, maybe in the beginning you feel hard, to start, but after when you finish the gym or cold plunge or even the training, you will feel better.
When it was hard, I used to wish it was easy. I didn't know. And then Mr. Schoaf gave me a part of his very unique philosophy when he said, "Don't wish it was easier, wish you were better."
Yeah. I don't care how good you are in anything, you don't have discipline, you ain't nobody.
Right.
You're nothing without discipline, because you give up under the slightest struggle without discipline. Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it.
Doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it.
The discipline can seem like it's your worst enemy. But the reality is, discipline is your best friend. It will take care of you like nothing else can. And it'll put you on that path. The path to strength and health and intelligence and happiness. And most importantly, it'll put you on that path to freedom.
Because I know there's so many people that have the ability and just refuse to get off that couch. Refuse to study a few more hours, refuse to go deeper, to go further. And that's where I gain the advantage. It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, because most people are weak. Most people don't want to go to that extra mile. Most people don't want to find that extra because it sucks. It's miserable. It's lonely.
There are no failures. There's only quitting. Every single hardship, every single obstacle is going to serve you if you allow yourself to let it serve you. So what these people think, their doubts and their criticism and their bullshit and their loser mentality, put it all up here on your shoulder, and when you don't feel like it, and when you're frustrated, and when you want to quit, take the proper amount out, and the proper amount is the amount that gets you off your ass and gets you executing. Because if you are executing day in and day out, no matter what, there is not a single fucking thing that can stop you.
There are basically two kinds of people in life. They're winners and they're losers. And the definition is this: losers take things that happen to them and that they feel inside that suck, and they wallow and they use it for self or outward destruction. Winners take whatever they feel it, it sucks, and they transmute it into things that are good for themselves and for the world. Period. End of story.
There's people out there that are just working harder than everybody else, and they're gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
And that's their grind. You know, and those people are super valuable because they change everybody's perspective of like what's possible, what to strive for, and what it takes. Like, do you really want to be a champion? Why? Because you just want to be cool? You want to be the coolest guy on the block? Like, you're not going to win. You're going to find some psychopath who just lives it. And it's their whole life. And if it's not your whole life, get out. Get out.
If you stay in your comfort zone, that's where you will fail. You will fail in your comfort zone. Success is not a comfortable procedure. It is a very uncomfortable thing to attempt. So you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable if you ever want to be successful.
There's so many times in life you don't want to be doing what the you're doing. You can't just quit. Remember this isn't a hobby, this isn't a joke, it's a lifestyle. So what you say to yourself is important. There's no coach, there's no trainer to keep you going, it's only you. So think about this, you've been working your whole life to get a seat at the table. The seat at the table is you want to be the best amongst all the best people in your career field. So you finally get that letter. It's steak, lobster, it's a big dinner. Everybody's showing up, dressed to the nines. Make sure you show up soaking wet for getting after it, working out hard. Towel around your neck. You respect the event, so make sure you put that towel over that nice chair so you don't f it up. The whole thing is this: don't say a word. Stay uncommon amongst uncommon people. You're never done. Don't stop when you're tired. Stop when you're done. Stay hard.
The fastest growth periods are often the most miserable. If you want progress, get used to pain. The worst thing that's ever happened to you is the worst thing that's ever happened to you. The hardest you've ever worked is the hardest you've ever worked. Every new challenge shows you a new territory you were scared of but survived. Every time you break a new limit, you now know you have the capacity to handle more than you ever did before. It's inverse PTSD, like workload exposure therapy, that teaches you, oh, I've been here before and I didn't die. This is okay.
If you are going to rest, that is one thing that you should procrastinate on. That's the one thing I want you to put off until tomorrow. And if, when tomorrow comes, you still feel like you need to rest or you need to take a break, then okay. Take it. But the chances are you won't. You won't need that rest. Chances are you will realize that the desire to rest was just weakness. It was just the desire to take the path of least resistance, the downhill path, the easy path.
It's cold, it's wet, it's dark, you've got no cartilage in your knee, you've got shorts, whatever it is that's the issue today.
Keep talking.
You've got these problems, right?
I need you to keep talking about what you were just saying.
It's warm on the couch.
That's
Your
it.
missus says stay in bed.
That's it.
It's comfy,
That's
it's
it.
cozy.
That's
You've got
it.
work later on. You had an argument last night. You're slightly
it.
hungover.
Because I know every motherfucker ain't going to do what I'm going to do. So this is how you level up. That's how you level up.
In a way, discipline is art too.
Yes, discipline is art. Yeah, I think it is, because it's beautiful for me to see. When I see someone who's really truly disciplined, who like a David Goggins, someone who just like truly maximizes the grind, I feel like there's an art to that. You can walk through the fire complaining along the way, or you can walk through the fire and create an example for everyone else so that the trials and tribulations of their own life seem trivial because they're comparing themselves to the way you handle things, or the way you handle things with grace and dignity and discipline can show other people that they can handle their own life this way. And there's beauty in that.
And I found out on my own pretty much, is that through discipline, through self-discipline, through repetition, through tons of repetition of the same thing that you don't want to do, and that's the key thing. Through repetition of things you don't want to do, you develop mental, like an armor for your mind. You start to armor your mind, because your mind's like, okay, we suffer every day. It's what we do. We do stuff that sucks every day, so then when the suck stuff comes, you're ready for it. And that's how I started coming up. You know, I just started being very uncomfortable. Now it's like just a way of life.
True discipline is not the easiest option. Most people would rather sleep until 10 o'clock than get up at 6. It's easier to go to bed late, sleep late, show up late, leave early. It's easier not to read. It's easier to turn on the television than to open a book. It's easier to do just enough than to do it all. Waiting is always easier than acting. Trying is always easier than doing. Imagine what life would be like if we didn't have to make our bed in the morning, or keep our garage clean, or pay our taxes, or show up for work tomorrow. Wouldn't it be fascinating if we didn't have to do these things? Wouldn't it be fascinating? What do you suppose would become of us? You're right. Not much. For whatever the reason, the system we live in and contribute to is designed to make the easiest things in life the most unprofitable.
I'm astounded by how many people want to be spectacular in life but also want to be normal. By being normal, you are, by definition, aiming for average. Normal people get normal results. Exceptional people get exceptional results. You literally can't do what everyone else does and expect to not get what everyone else has got. By doing what everyone else does, you guarantee average results.
I wanted to do something that nobody had ever done before. I wanted to be the greatest of all time. I went 5 straight years without missing a single day of workout, 365 days a year, every single day out in the water. And in the sport of swimming, when you miss one day, it takes you 2 days to get back. So I was already I was continuing to build on that throughout that time. There are days you're not going to want to do it, sure. I mean, everybody has those days. But it's what you do on those days that help you move forward.
The only true test of intelligence is if you get what you want out of life. And there are 2 parts to that. One is getting what you want, so you know how to get it. And the second is wanting the right things, knowing what to want in the first place. I could want to be a 6'8" basketball player, and I'm not going to get that. So it's wanting the wrong thing.
If you're not careful, you can end up in a place in life not only that you don't want to be, but one that you didn't even mean to get to.
Work like hell. I mean, you just have to put in, 80 to 100 hour weeks every week. And then all those things improve the odds of success.
Okay.
The truth is, whatever game you play in life, sometimes you're going to lose. A point, a match, a season, a job. It's a roller coaster with many ups and downs. And it's natural when you're down to doubt yourself and to feel sorry for yourself. And by the way, your opponents have self-doubt too. Don't ever forget that. But negative energy is wasted energy. You want to become a master at overcoming hard moments. That is, to me, the sign of a champion. The best in the world are not the best because they win every point. It's because they know they'll lose again and again and have learned how to deal with it. You accept it, cry it out if you need to, and then force a smile.
And that's what discipline is. Discipline means taking the hard road, the uphill road, to do what's right for yourself and for other people. It's so often the easy path that calls to us to be weak for that moment, to break down for that moment, to give in to the desire and the short-term gratification. But the discipline will not allow that. The discipline calls for strength and fortitude and will. It won't accept weakness. It won't tolerate another breakdown.
What's your life gonna look like if you don't do it? What's your life gonna look like if you don't go out and build what the you wanna build? That you have this little vision in your heart and in your mind of what your life should be like. And what are you gonna feel like if you don't go do that? What are you gonna feel like in a year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? When you die, what are you going to be saying? Because I can promise you, bro, that dream ain't going away. That dream was placed in your heart and in your mind by God. It is your purpose, and you are obligated to go build it. And for you to go build that, it's going to require executing when you don't feel like it. So you better just go out and figure this out right now. It's discipline, it's not motivation.
I had to invent a guy that didn't exist. I had to invent a guy that can take any pain, any suffering, any kind of judgment, be called whatever in the world, and be able to stand in the room and say, go yourself. I had to build this callous mind, and I built it through suffering. I built it through downright and just crushing myself. If it was raining outside at 3 o'clock in the morning, if it was snowing, the first instinct is don't go out there and do shit. My instinct was, we gotta go out there. Anything that was horrible in my life that I would normally say no, that was inhumane to most people, I had to go do it. And I started callousing my mind at this point in my life.
Every time I start doing things I don't want to do, I grow.
Yes.
You
That's a lesson that people need to hear and learn.
Scary to wake up every day and say, I'm stupid, but I want to figure out a way to be smarter. Versus saying, man, I just can't do that. So you limit this box. So your box becomes so small of things you can do. My box wasn't even a box. It was a little pinhole. And then through examining myself, getting some willpower, some courage, it became bigger than this table. But that's what we all do. That's why I wanted to come here today and talk to you about real, not no like hacks. There's no hacks, bro. It's you against you. You against you. And if you misunderstand that, you have a real problem.
How do you, or how can you, stay focused and disciplined for long periods of time?
Cut out the distractions. It's not about focus. Same thing like it's not about motivation, it's about discipline. You know, it's not about these fancy, glamorous things. Focus, it's not about that. If you cut out all distraction, the only thing that's left is focus. So cut out all the noise, and I think for once you'll actually enjoy working.
You see, the mind can only focus on one thing at a time. The mind cannot focus on two things at once. If you try and put two images in the mind at the same time, you have confusion. It'd be like putting two images on the screen at the same time. You'd have confusion.
I'm going to cut out smoking. I'm going to cut out drinking. You're not supposed to cut out something. You're supposed to replace it. There's a quote that says, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. So if you're not thinking about anything, if you're not doing anything, if you're not being productive, then you're most likely going to go back to what? Your tendencies and your old habits that you formed over a long period of time. So if you want to change those habits, if you want to change those tendencies, then you need to be in a situation whereby you're replacing them with a positive feedback loop.
The 2-minute rule can be applied to pretty much any habit you're trying to build. And it's very simple. It just says, take whatever habit you're trying to create and you scale it down to something that takes 2 minutes or less to do, right? So read 30 books a year becomes read 1 page, or do yoga 4 days a week becomes take out my yoga mat, or in my case, write a newsletter every week becomes write 1 sentence.
We are what we repeatedly do every day. Therefore, excellence that we're striving for every single day. We wake up early, striving for it, pushing for it, giving it all in our workout every single day, striving for excellence. We are what we repeatedly do. Therefore, excellence is not an accident, but a habit. You are what you repeatedly do every day. So whatever you're doing is what you become. If excellence is something you're striving for, then it's not an accident, it's a habit.
Discipline, it does start with waking up early. It really does. But that is just the beginning. And I always say that discipline is the root of all good qualities. But you have to absolutely apply it to things outside of just waking up early. It's everything. It's working out every day, making yourself stronger and faster and more flexible and healthier. Discipline is eating the right foods to fuel your system. It's about disciplining your emotions so you can make good decisions. It's about having the discipline to control your ego so your ego doesn't get out of hand and control you. It's about treating people the way you would want to be treated. And doing the tasks that you don't necessarily want to do, but that you know will help you or help your team. It's about facing your fears. It takes discipline to face your fears so you can conquer them.
So he understood a concept called delayed gratification, which means putting off being gratified, enjoying the fruits of your labor for a period of time. It's temporary, so that you're focused in on what you're doing. This is the key. This is the one thing that people always did that people that are not successful don't do. They're obsessed with making money. They're obsessed with their mission, their purpose, their idea, their project. It gives them joy. They love the act of creating, and it's all they do. It's all they think about. They eat, drink, and sleep this obsession.
Do what's personal to you. Take it as far as you could go. Really push the boundaries. We really are talking about magic. We're talking about like the universe conspiring on our behalf if we let it. And to be in this flow of catching these waves that anyone can catch. If you're trying to catch it, you're open to it, you see it coming, you take off on every chance you get, and sometimes the ride happens, and it's remarkable. It's remarkable how it happens. And it doesn't come from, it's not preconceived, it's not an idea, it's through the doing, these things that want to be, that the universe wants to happen now, comes through us.
Your thoughts and your ideas are not your own. You have inherited them from your parents, from your culture, from centuries of history. You want to ground yourself in that reality, in that past. Because if you ignore history, if you ignore books and all the lessons that they have, then your world is just going to get narrower and narrower and narrower and narrower. You're not going to be creative. You're going to be frustrated. and bad things will happen to you. Books are the greatest adventure in the world.
Let me teach you the real life, how it really is. The reason why you're a loser, and the reason why you're not making it, and the reason why you're trying to go through all these, I go to all these conventions, speak all the time. I look in the audience, and these people sign up every year to go to a convention, thinking they're gonna learn something different. No, you're lazy, you know exactly what to do, because even me, in my state of, I can't read and write, I knew exactly what to do. It just sucks doing it. It sucks to do it. It sucks to wake up every morning of your life and say, God, man, I'm not smart. So guess what I gotta do? I gotta study the same that I got one of the highest scores in the nation on, and do it again, do it again, do it again. It's not just there. It's not just there permanently for me.
And the dangerous man is never the loudest man. Do you hear what I'm saying? I'm saying that you need to be careful about who you follow. In my experience, I don't care how big a fella is. I don't care how tough he is in a ring where there's rules and there's referees looking out for stuff. I don't care how much he works out. I don't care how much he walks around without a shirt on. I don't care how big his tattoos are. The louder he is, the more insecure he is inside.
This is the 40%. When you quit, your mind says we're done. So it doesn't expand. There's no expansion when you quit. When you say, F you, this sucks, I'm drowning, I'm miserable, I'm suffering, I'm broken, but I'm not going anywhere. What happens to your mind is it does this. It says, he's not leaving. So we gotta expand. We gotta grow. We gotta figure this thing out. So then these compartments in your brain start to have to work. They have to work. And then you start to engage parts of your mind that you never engaged before. But you can't engage it by sitting back in these nice chairs, drinking this nice water, talking to you, talking about what I want to do. That's where the 40% thing comes in. It comes in when you're in suffer mode and you say, I'm not going to quit. Well, the whole thing about it is that your mind has the ultimate tactical advantage over you.
Yes.
It knows your insecurities, it knows your fears, it knows your self-doubts, it knows all those creepy spots that we want to stay clear of. So our mind keeps us from those spots. So the whole 40% rule is I was living my whole life kind of going away from those spots that made me very uncomfortable. Because my mind was saying, you're not good here, you're not good there.
More than half the time.
More than half the time. So what happens is when you get in these situations where you need more, it's like a car. A car has a governor. So, some cars have governors on it.
Right. Limits it, yeah.
It can go 130, but the governor's set for 92. So you're sitting there trying to race a Corvette. The Corvette flies by, but you're like, God, I wish this governor was off. Our brain has a governor also.
Yeah.
Whenever it gets to those fears, those insecurities, those issues that we haven't dealt with in life, the governor comes on and we can't go past that.
When you expect to feel like you always want to go to the gym or always want to do your taxes or always want to do whatever it is you think is important, you have made a grand illusion. Some of the time, you will not want to do the thing. The motivation will spike here. What it takes to get the thing done is up here. And at that point, there's not an amount of motive. You're all done motivating. It's still not enough. Sometimes, when the motivation isn't high enough, your intention takes you here, you breathe in, breathe out, find that part of you that's Russian or Irish or Nigerian or whatever it is, that old, and go, this, let's do this. Let's go. No logic, no reason, no like, oh, but this is true meaning, just do it. Another thing is bring the adherence down so that it's easier for you to get your job done. For example, if you have to drive 1 hour to the gym and back every day, you're gonna need a lot of motivation, like by definition, and probably a lot of willpower too. If your gym is 5 minutes from your house by walk, it's the degree of effort, the amount of motivation you need to have to be adherent is quite small. And now you're on the path to success. And so all of these constructs sometimes culminate with habits. Building habits, when you have something habituated, your degree of adherence that you're attaining is just easier with your normal degree of motivation.
I don't follow people who talk about what they used to do in life. I don't give a what you used to do. I don't care that, you used to be the best. I don't care. What are you doing today? You may not be that person now, but what are you still doing to try to excel in life? And a lot of people now are talking. I hear so much talk. I don't hear a lot of work. I hear a lot of people telling you what you should be doing, how you should be doing it, how you should be living. And I look at them and you're fat, you're out of shape, you look like shit, but you're telling the mother how to live. No, man, I want to listen to you. There's so many people speaking this, and that's what bothered me a lot in the military. There's a lot of people talking. I don't see the real suffering behind it, behind what you're saying. That's why everybody said, man, you talk with so much passion because it's a real place. It sucks to get up in the morning time. It was raining like cats and dogs. I want to get my shoes on and go run. But guess what? I got my shit on and ran.